Get it this time?
Yes.
All right, we are live, but we are live on YouTube. Facebook has still banned me. So what I'm going to do is we're going to go live on YouTube. Then when I get out of Facebook jail, should be tomorrow, I'll upload this to Facebook. So what's going on, everyone? It's your boy Manny, along with our co-host Lindsay and Mark.
Hey.
What up?
Another episode of Soundbites HTX. Man, we miss you guys. It's been a while. We've been out here trying to figure things out. But we're excited today. We have Mr. Logan from No Label Brewing in Katy, Texas. He's stopping by today just to chat with us. Give us a little bit of behind the scenes of what's going on with the local breweries, what they're dealing with the local jurisdictions, with the whole COVID situation, and he's just gonna, tell us a little about what's happening over there in Katy. But before we jump into that, we want to catch up with everyone a little bit. Lindsay, how you been, baby? It's been a while.
Oh man, I've been good. I mean, been back at work, the West End. We've been open since we reopened the first time after the first quarantine time, and then we had to shut down again. And then, thanks to us being who we are now a restaurant, and we are open. And it's been chaotic, to say the least, but it's been a controlled chaos, which has been quite a different experience to manage, but it's been awesome. People have been really, really patient and kind and understanding with any issues that we've had as far as the craziness. I mean, we've been ourselves short-staffed just because we're a family. We're trying to just keep our family a little tight-knit right now, just with everything going on. So the moment somebody doesn't feel well, you're not here, you're not working, you don't come in. So we've been a little bit on the short staff, but like I said, everybody's been really patient with us, and the guests have been really great, and for the most part. For the most part, we all know that there's gonna be the negative side to the positive, but for the most part, everybody's been really nice about us getting on them about wearing their masks and washing their hands and staying seated and not going to the bar, and not being able to bounce around from table to table to table like you're used to. And it's been a lot of changes and a lot of restrictions, and but I can definitely say, out of the places that I've been to, we're doing it right, for sure. The West End has been I think definitely on the up and up as far as making sure that as a restaurant you can have a good time and not be spreading your little dirty germs everywhere at the same time. So, but yeah, it's been cool. It's been cool. Just different.
And you've been doing some traveling too, huh? Getting some little mini vacations in there.
Well, also, there's a joke about being able to say thanks to certain things. I have definitely taken the opportunity to spend some more time outdoors, which is one of my favorite things ever. So because of everything that's happened, we're closed on Mondays right now, which has been phenomenal for everybody's sanity, for sure. But because of that, I've always been off on Tuesdays. And because of this, I'm always off on Tuesdays. Now I'm off on Mondays. So that's definitely helped me get away for, a couple hour drive, go camping, go to a beach house, relax, get away from people.
Yeah. That must be nice.
Yeah. Well, I at least try and get away from people the 2 days that I don't have to be around people.
Nice. What about you, Marco? Man, what's been going on your end? How are the women in your life?
The little one is growing.
So cute.
The older one is tired of me, I'm sure.
But I'm not tired of her.
But no, they're doing great. They're happy, healthy. We've been staying indoors for the most part, getting out when we can. I'm actually really happy to hear that Lindsay was saying that a lot of people are being patient and understanding, because that is a message I wanted to send out, that right now when you're going out to, a place during a pandemic, expect there to be down, or expect it to be slower, expect it to be a little bit, hiccups here and there, but businesses are doing their best to staff, and staff is spread thin. So I'm happy to hear that for the most part it's been good patrons and not crappy ones. But other than that, I mean, as far as the food trucks go, I just finally got my mechanical issues on my second one being built totally resolved. So it's in the kitchen shop now finally.
Nice.
We got everything done. It's a funny story. Got everything done. It was an electrical issue, and it took a lot of hours to figure out where that ground issue was. But
Where was it?
It was in the harness in the motor somewhere. So they had to take every little wire and check which one was not, going to the computer right. And then they got that fixed, and someone went under there while it was at that shop and stole the catalytic converter from under it. So when we turned it on, it sounded like a hot rod. I get all that done, and now I got to take it to the muffler shop. And
Dang.
so it's just been one thing after the next. But Walker One and that Cloud Kitchen's just straight busy every night. So that's
Banging it out.
It's been yeah.
We'll touch on that later. I want to get some more insight on the whole Cloud Kitchen. I know that when this whole pandemic started, we were talking about it, and you were starting it off, and there was a lot of questions, and so hopefully we get some good information, some good data from that, because it's been 2-3 months already.
Yeah. It's and they're I mean, it's just no BS volume. The commissions are high, but definitely the orders are there.
The volume's there.
Yeah.
That's what's up. Well, we've been surprisingly, the gym has been busy. We've been packed. It's been kind of a struggle maintaining social distancing, but we come up with good systems as far as having people work out outside and setting up time frames for people to come in. What you're craving has been, we don't go out often, but we go out consistently, and it's majority caterings. So it hasn't been about quantity for us, but quality, as far as pinpointing our events, just so we're not taking unnecessary risks or going out there and events be a bust or whatnot. And so we've been pretty fortunate on that front. But I'm not going to lie, I'm ready for things to get back to some kind of normalcy. The Women's Food Truck Organization, shout out to them. They did a Zoom meeting yesterday with some of the local food trucks, and I was thinking about it, and as we were there, the thought just came to me, because she had Lena, the president of the Women's Food Truck Organization, had asked, well, what can we do as an organization better or more for the food truck community? And my whole thing was, well, the whole sharing of information and data and gigs and all that stuff, that's something that we should be doing as it is. I said, right now, I think one of the biggest issues that we all face, especially entrepreneurs and managers and people whose businesses have been affected, is the mental aspect of it. Because the stress is wearing us down, and it doesn't matter how strong you are. It doesn't matter how experienced you are, how intelligent you are, how great you are at your role. There's still no certainty. If we don't know what lies ahead, we're not going to know. We're not going to have a strategic game plan. So, every night that we go to bed, we're just thinking about, okay, well, what do I got to do tomorrow? Or we're constantly putting out daily fires, and we're already firefighters as it is. We're already in the mindset of putting out fires, but now it's just like these little blazes just come out of anywhere and everywhere. And to add on top of that, you have local and state officials giving mixed directions, giving mixed signals. They give one order one day, they give another order the next day, and you know, when you have these small businesses where their livelihood depends on it, where they might not have the cash flow to sustain it, you know, like some of these big multi-million-dollar companies that are just riding it out, it can fucking be very, 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 very stressful. And so it's important, I shared with them like yesterday, it's important to keep doing these things, man, to come together, even if it's via Zoom or through the internet or, you know, whatever technology we have available, just to fellowship, to communicate, to bond, to vent, whatever the case may be, because that might be our last line of defense before some of us start fucking going nuts, because ridiculous. Which brings us to our guest, Mr. Logan. Why don't you tell us your title and how long you've been with No Label, and just give us a little bit about background about you yourself.
Sure.
And then how your role at No Label Brewing.
Sure. My name is Logan Respis. I'm the operations manager here at No Label Brewing Company. So basically, I oversee all the brewing and the packaging, make sure that we're able to get beer out into the market, get it to the tap room, make sure we get seasonals out. The grocery stores have everything they need. It's herding cats, but it's a pleasurable job because we're making something that people love and enjoy. Background is not in brewing. I originally graduated with a degree in marine biology, and did marine biology, oceanography, went all over the world, ships, that kind of good stuff, and then had an opportunity to do something completely different, and up in College Station, and the idea was, what do you like to do? And started volunteering for a small startup brewery up there, and kind of helped them set up their lab, because there was like marine biology to brewing, but chemistry's, physics, cell biology. So it kind of was actually a much better fit than I thought it would be, and really enjoyed it. It's a great group of people to work with, great industry. Stressful right now, which we'll talk about in a minute, but most jobs you work at 5 o'clock, you know, you're peeling out of the parking lot, and you're like, hey, you want to have a beer? I'm like, sound like a great idea. Yeah, we'll have a beer. So it's a neat group of people, particularly Texas Craft Brewers Guild, all the members and everything get together and share war stories, those types of things. Nice.
So how long have you been with No Label?
I started here, I believe, around 2016. Okay. So I started out as a cellarman. So did the yeast management and kind of fermentation, and helped out with that. And then I left. I took a kind of sabbatical and went out to UC Davis's and completed their Master Brewers program, passed all the exams and everything, and came. So a master brewer, and then came back here and assumed the position of operations manager. So.
And when was No Label established? When was their first?
We're coming up on 10 years, so it was 2010. So December will be our what they consider to be the official 10-year anniversary. The license came in a little bit before that, but they consider their anniversary is when they sold their first keg, which was kind of December-ish 2010.
Man, time flies.
Yeah, it does. We were the third brewery in Houston, believe it or not. So it was St. Arnold, the grandfather of everybody, and then Southern Star, and then us 10 years ago. And then now there's like 60, maybe less than that now, but there were pushing 60-something breweries in the Houston area.
Wow. Yeah, No Label is
nice.
I had to stop and get some on the way.
Yeah.
They have a special place in our heart, because that was the first brewery that was the first shift that my food truck did, where we went out and did over $1,000. That was the first, like the very first one. We had just opened, and you guys were booked out for months. Like they were like, we'll get with you in December about booking you for next year. And then someone sold their truck, I think, and they were like, hey, do you want our No Label shift? And we were just a fresh truck, doing $100 shifts, $200 shifts.
Right.
And we had like this plan to go do dinner after we went to go do a lunch over there on Saturday. And we did not make it to dinner. We went and we just got cleaned out. And
we get some pretty spectacular weekends over here. That's we used to.
Yeah. And like you said, I think the craft brewer or the craft drinker has so many options now that kind of thinned out the crowd to all over the place. But it was a very it was a great event for us. So we're always very appreciative of.
Well, I appreciate that. Yeah, we've got what's really helped us here in this latest go around is we do really have a following. We've got a lot of folks that are dedicated followers of No Label, real big supporters of ours, and that's what's kept us going when what we're doing now is drive through only, and they're stopping by to buy merchandise, hats, shirts, and some beer, and it's kind of keeping the lights on because it's without the tap room open and without us selling hardly any draft into the market, it's rough.
Mm-hmm.
Katy's really good. They're with their small businesses and having loyal followings. And I mean, I moved out to Katy in 2009, and I remember when you guys opened, and I was excited. And I just remember thinking, man, it's so nice. It's going to be so nice to have a place where you can go out, listen to live music, have beer, and just hang out in that outdoor type of environment. And then when we opened up our food truck in 2015, it's a similar story to Marco and Walker. I think I went to go cover for someone, and the same thing. You know, who was it that was doing? I forget who was doing the scheduling, but it was Jennifer.
Jennifer. Yeah.
And Jennifer was doing the scheduling, and same response was, "Hey, we're booked for the rest of the year. For the next half," and someone couldn't make it. They called us up, and same thing. We sold out, and it was amazing. It was a great feeling.
Yeah.
So fast forward, here we are, 2000 years later, and we're dealing. But before we jump to that, I have a quick question.
Sure.
How long was it before opening up No Label to when you first started having your product at the grocery stores and
So the No Label started out as a production brewery. When they started out long enough ago that you couldn't sell the beer. You did the tour. Remember the tour and the tokens kinds of thing. Mm-hmm. So we were late to the game and actually setting up a tap room because that was not the business model. The business model's changed probably 5 times over in the last 10 years. But that was illegal for you. So we did the big tours on Saturday, which is why we got so many people out here. But then if you notice, your biggest moneymaker for smaller brewers anyway is your tap room, because it's your highest margins and you get a following and you get to do some neat stuff to keep bringing people out to the tap room and that kind of stuff. So they've had, they signed with a distributor fairly early on. And so we were in the Houston market and then started distributing throughout the state. No, obviously Houston was the biggest, still is the biggest market for us, but they did it backwards. They were a production brewery, and then we moved to a brew pub, just to allow us some more flexibility in what we could do here with the tap room and everything. And we still distribute. We distribute statewide. I sent some beer a while back. Well, last Friday, I sent some beer to El Paso.
Nice.
So we send it all over.
Lindsay, what are you drinking over there? Which one is it?
I'm drinking Passion for Humanity. It's their Berliner Weiss. It's
with passion fruit.
Awesome. Yeah, it's really, it's like perfect for what I'm doing right now. Sitting outside.
Yeah.
Like it's not crazy strong because I'm a little on the hungover side. So
let you ease into the day.
It is. No, it's really good. And in all fairness, I don't drink beer that often anymore because I can drink a lot and it just, the belly, it's a thing. But no, beer every now and then is really good. And this is really perfect for what I'm doing right now.
Excellent.
Yeah. Super tasty. Y'all have some really great names, by the way, for y'all's beer. What's the Hipster Viking?
Yeah, the Viking Hipster. Yeah.
Or Viking Hipster. Yeah.
So I don't have anything to do with that. That's very. I do the label design, but my only portion of the label design is to make sure the UPC code is correct, that the alcohol by volume is correct, that the IBUs are correct, and that the government warning is the right size.
So my boyfriend does.
On the schools and all that kind of stuff. Everybody else, the Tom Painter and crew does the design with some other folks do the design and the layout.
Yeah, it's fun. Y'all have really fun things. Fun packaging. Yeah.
Seems like a fun job making those labels. Just
it's
with the crazy names and
some crazy names. The next season we've got coming out is, well, Oktoberfest is out now, and we'll be soon hitting the shelves. And then the next one is going to be, instead of the Flores Lava, it's called the Flores Java, and it's a milk stout with coffee. So it's pretty neat.
We had a drink we did a tiki event, Tiki Diki at the West End last year. And we had a drink on the menu that my friend Jose created called the Flores Guava.
Oh yeah,
And
okay, nice. Yeah,
It
y'all have to check out the label because it's neat. It's kind of like a video game looking. So.
That's fun.
Yeah.
So fast forward 2020, here we are, March. Everyone, in January, I'm sure everyone, you guys, like everyone else, was excited for the new year and things were going to look great. It was going to be a fantastic year. We were going to smash last year's numbers, and then
yeah,
it happened.
It was. I mean, there in March we were doing the Crawfish Festival, and we had changed it around. We'd done a lot of upgrades to the tap room, expanded seating, done a whole lot of upgrades to the bathrooms, painted, made everything look nice, more tap handles, a lot of different stuff on. We hit the first couple of weekends for crawfish. We were doing it every weekend, so people didn't have to buy. They could just show up and do the crawfish, did crawfish and everything, and it was going great. And then we shut it down. Originally, it was for 2 weeks. If you remember that, was for 2 weeks, and then we were going to do something else. And I think we're on the 4th shutdown now for us. We're back to drive-through only. I'm working on a stack of paperwork now to see if we can't reclassify ourselves as more of a restaurant type of thing. We got to come into that underneath that 51%.
Right.
So we got to do it.
Take us back to this, because this is what I want to do. I want to make sure that people really understand what you guys are going through, right? Because you can tell the story, and I don't want people to be like, well, it's part of business, or it's happening to everyone. But I really want people to get a feel for the emotional roller coaster, right, and the thought process that you guys have endured, along with many others. But I think the breweries has been one of the ones that have really, really been punched in the gut, because
it's whiplash. I mean, you make a plan and you move forward with that plan, and then the next day you're told that plan doesn't work anmoore. We're not doing that.
Yeah.
And you go,
or it doesn't apply to you.
Yeah, so Lindsay has really been dealing with it as our taproom manager, and the time before last, when they told us we could reopen, following distancing and all that kind of stuff, and they were going to allow us to sell beer on site, but it was going to be considered off site. We were going to put it in like a to-go cup kind of thing, kind of like they do in Louisiana. And so we got word, and we got word that Friday, and so we filled out all the paperwork, but we waited till Tuesday or Wednesday of the following week to open. And so she brought in new schedules for all the taproom people, contacted food trucks, contacted bands, contacted all these people. And they hadn't, mind you, none of those folks had worked either. They were desperate for work. She's had all of her crew out here. They completely cleaned everything, because I was using the taproom to store my packaging materials because we haven't used it in weeks. And so I rode the forklift all day, moving stuff around. We got everything lined out, reopened, and we were open that day. And we got word that evening that plan was out the window, that was closed again. And so then she had to contact all the food trucks again and tell them, I know you just bought all this stuff for working tomorrow and the rest of this week, but we're closed. We can't have you out. And then it's just it's a snowball effect. And so, with all the bars, normally 40% of our volume is around thereabouts is in draft. Well, I can't sell a keg hardly at all. And so that's just been real difficult. So everything's got to be in cans, and we can talk about the can shortage soon. But it's just been very difficult because you have a plan in place, and then you find out later that that plan doesn't work. And we filed paperwork again, and that was rejected, and now I'm working on, I think, the 4th packet of paperwork to work on reopening again. So
we start off the year great, right? Everyone's excited.
Oh, we were killing it. I mean, Crawfish Fest was, but then we think about what we've missed, right? We missed the rest of Crawfish festivals. We missed St. Patrick's
Day.
Day. We missed right.
But those
4th of July,
Mother's Day,
Memorial,
4th of July, Mother's Day,
Father's Day.
Take us through your mindset, right? So you're starting off the year great, then March comes and they all this funny stuff starts happening. What was y'all when y'all get together as a team? What was your initial mindset as far okay, well we're gonna have to shut down for 2 weeks? Did you guys think okay, this is gonna hurt, but we'll do it for 2 weeks? And then
we'll be over soon. At that time, we would be reopened before. They shut us down for St. Patrick's Day, so we would miss that. We missed the last of crawfish season in the St. Patrick's Day, but then we've got these other events coming up, and for No Label, because we're open air, we're outside. It's the spring is when we really kill it. I mean, that's when you get the 1,200 people out here on a weekend kind of thing. Yeah. And obviously, we wouldn't be able to do that, but we do social distancing, and we'd be doing something. But that we missed all of that, and so so part of the plan is I can plan to anything, but it's very difficult if you have moving goalposts and moving targets, and I don't have an end date. I don't know when stuff will be able to reopen. We just don't have any idea. And so do you furlough people and then call them back in 2 days? Do you do salary reductions and then,
But that wasn't your mindset initially, correct?
No.
Initially was let's get these 2 weeks out the way, and we'll come back. So we did the 2 weeks, and did you guys come back after the 2 weeks and open up? I don't even remember how that whole time frame.
It's kind of a blur to me. I think they extended it for a while, and then we were going to be able to reopen at a limited capacity. And so we were working towards that.
So when you're there, what was the game? So you guys reconvene, right? Let's call it a month of being shut down. You guys come back and you say, okay, you're going to be opened up. What was your game plan and your attitude at that point?
Yeah, I mean, we can do it. We had a plan in place, and we've got all that. Y'all been here. We've got all that space outside. So we just marked off the table so that they're 6 feet's the minimum or whatever. We put them. I think they're 8 feet because we've got so much room. And then put all that out, and then had we closed the tap, no inside seating, so we don't let anybody sit inside. Everybody's outside. We had the markings to get, stand in line to get the beer, and we redid the line so that you're still not crowded together. We took every other line out of service, kind of thing. And so we did what we thought went above and beyond what we were being asked as far as social distancing and reducing the amount of seating. I think it was patio only. I think that's the way they did it. You could do outside service kind of thing. And then I think what got us, all the bars which were considered into trouble was, just down from the Capitol in Austin is 6th Street. And I think 6th Street went completely nuts. And I think it was in Austin, and I think they just flipped out and shut everybody down is what I think happened. And so we fell under that. And then, several permutations of trying to reopen again, or just keeps, the rules keep changing.
And you guys have been real. You guys have been doing it by the book. If they ask people to shut down, you guys have been shut down because there's been a lot of people that have bucked the system, right? And restaurants opening up against the ordinances, or I think they even had like a national. I don't remember if it was a state or a national
open the bars day or something.
Open the bars day off. And what has been your position as a brand on things like that, if you feel comfortable talking about
it? Every business knows their own situation, and they know whether they're going to make payroll or not. And I'm not going to tell anybody else how they should operate something. If they're going to follow what the guidelines are and keep people spaced out, dance clubs, I'm not sure how you would be able to do that, which is what got some of the other bars got in trouble about. Yeah. But there's some certain businesses that, the big ones you find out about that go out of business because they make the news, but there's a bunch of mom and pop places. Some of these bars are just, they're never going to come back. And so that's what they're struggling with. I may get shut down, but I'm certainly going to be shut down if I can't make the rent check, or I can't make the payroll, or I can't pay utilities, or these kinds of things. So we've been following by the book the whole time, but I can't fault anybody else for doing what they can with their family business to try to stay in business. I mean, that's just my personal take. But as long as they're trying to practice safe practices while they're technically not supposed to be open, but open.
Right, and that's the thing.
It's easy at that point, right?
I think that brings up a good point, and that's how I sort of feel about it. You know, if you're in danger as a business and you feel a certain type of way about what's going on, but you're also ensuring the guidelines. If you're taking a stand and saying, hey, listen, this is my business, this is my livelihood, I'm about to lose everything if I stay shut down. I'm going to follow all the guidelines, I'm going to do what I'm supposed to do, but I have to open, then I can respect a person making that decision, whether it's right or wrong. It's for no one to judge other than that person.
Right.
What I think people were taking advantage of was, oh, this is all a hoax. This is all, something just to control the people. And I'm going to open up my business and take zero guidelines. And those are the people that you see on the news with, packed dance floors, people throwing parties, restaurants just, not following the guidelines. And I think that's what gave, a bad image.
That gets us all in trouble.
Right.
There's no question about that because, but again, most small businesses, the owners don't normally have a big savings account or retirement account. Right. Their savings and retirement is in their business. They keep putting all that money into capital, et cetera, into their business. And if their business goes out of business, then they don't have any. That's it.
Talk about, you brought up the can shortages. What's going on with that?
So most breweries like us, and I just imagine the big guys too. So right now with all the bars closed and restaurants not selling a whole lot, there's no place to sell draft. And for us, that's 40% of our volume normally is sold in draft, either through the tap room or into the market and that kind of stuff. But, there are no sporting events with fans. So they're, normally NRG Stadium takes 2 18-wheeler loads full of kegs on any given Sunday, right? So there's no real draft being sold in the market. So everything has to be sold in cans. And so the can suppliers aren't designed to handle everybody putting everything in cans, because even the bars are doing to go. They're selling cans. The restaurants selling cans. And so there's this big rush to get cans. And the other factor is if you do drive through like what we're doing, you keep brewing unique things to get people to come into the drive through, and you got to put it in a can. And so there's such a shortage now that, they're not even able to fulfill Anheuser-Busch and the big guys' can orders. And so I think something I just said, Dr. Pepper just posted something on Facebook that they're not going to be able to, there's going to be some Dr. Pepper shortages and this kind of stuff. I had lined up an 18-wheeler load of cans to bring them out of California. I was going to pay a premium for them, and I'd already put down some money on those. And for a technical clerical error, I think they wanted to kick the order out anyway, but they said they didn't have our order. So I lost out on a 18-wheeler load of cans, and now I'm scrambling to find cans. I got like about 2 weeks left of can volume here. Now I've backstocked full cans, so we won't miss out on the market. But
Lindsay, when you're done with that can, bring it back.
I know, I'm sitting here, I guess great for buying the beer, but I just
so it's impacting everybody. It's impacting everybody. We were out of Crowler cans in the tap room from mid-June, I think, until just last week. That's how long it took us to get more Crowler cans.
Damn.
So
that's nuts.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, we were talking off before Manny came back on, and we were chatting about it, but I didn't even think about the sodas, like they also use aluminum cans.
Because remember, you go to the restaurant, everybody used to go over and put their cup underneath the fill slot, fill up your own soda. Well, that's not sanitary for whatever's going on, because you don't know what they did with a cup. And so they're not doing that. They're giving you a can at most restaurants. And so everything's in a can. Everything's got to be a can. And so what do you do with all that volume? It's got to go into can, and the can manufacturers are running every shift that they can do, but it's not enough to keep up.
Yeah.
I heard today that some guys are buying cans out of Brazil to bring cans in. They're bringing cans. There's different size cans. They're still 12 ounce, but they look a little different. And people are trying to figure out a way to put beer in those things. And I looked into that, but we'd have to do so many modifications to our canning line that it's not feasible to do that.
And then cans, just buying cans are going to be super expensive, so you're going to have to upcharge beer.
I don't know why my brain.
It's domino effect.
Exactly.
What I'm doing right now.
My brain just thought of Salzo, and I'm thinking, man, maybe I need to buy some stock in an aluminum can somewhere. Do some research. I'm sure the price is going to go high. Hey, hold on a quick second. Go.
Well, this whole can shortage conversation and what you just had said about like relying on your draft sales,
right?
You know, as a bar manager, and this is kind of what gets me to step in, is that that's something I have to think about now. You know what I mean? Whereas the majority of our beer is on draft right now.
Right.
We don't really. I don't even have our package menu on our menu at the moment.
And we would do that through the tap room. We're just shut down. Through a tap room, so we would fill plastic single-use plastic pint glasses.
Yeah.
So we don't have to refill we're not refilling something after people put it in their mouth.
But yeah, I mean that's something that just for me to think about that in the future, like these cans might not be so easy to get after a while. Yeah. But I'm also a person like I would take a can over draft any day. There's just something about, I always joke, but drinking out of an aluminum can produces the best burps ever, and I love it. I love burping. I can't help it.
Beautiful. Well, I want everyone, we are live on YouTube, and I think Lindsay put it on Soundbites HTX. We appreciate you guys tuning in. We are live with Logan from No Label Brewing Company in Katy, Texas. He's been sharing his story. Been sharing what the brand has been dealing with as far as this whole COVID situation. We appreciate him being here. So here we are. We've been through the shutdowns. You guys have made your adjustments. You're dealing with everything from can shortages, from being told that you can't. So what is it? You can't operate as a restaurant unless it's 51% food, correct?
Food, well, not alcohol. Alcohol sales cannot be above 49% is the way it works. And so we're looking at getting a permanent food truck out here, which is one of the requirements. There's a contract, third party, and then we're going to. But you can also include, as my latest understanding is that you can include merchandise sales and some other things in that calculation, but the beer sales have got to be 49% or less.
49%. And so I'm sure you guys have sat down, strategized, and figured out a game plan for that. What have been your hours of operation as of right now?
You know what? I'd like to tell you, but it's been so crazy that the best way is for folks to check our social media, because if we do get this latest go ahead from TABC to reopen, we will have some different hours because we've got it. We have to have the food truck on and operational when we're open for the tap room. So they're just going to have to check social media, because we'll set those dates once I get confirmation from TABC that we can reopen.
Nice.
But I can't overextend the food truck. He's got to be able to operate when we're open. I don't want to have somebody there from noon to midnight.
Yeah, I mean, are y'all going to set it up to do like a package, like you get 3 tokens and a meal, so that priced accordingly?
There'll be some where they call it some combos, some bundling going on for sure. And I don't exactly know what that is. That's Lindsay. She's excellent at that. She's our tap room.
Go ahead.
Oh, I was just curious, since it's a food truck and it's kind of, I guess, up to you guys to make sure that y'all's sales, exceed certain limits. Do the sales from the food truck actually have to go through the brewery?
There will be some checkoffs on that.
Yeah.
So I went. I won't name any names, but there's a food truck that was parked at a club, right?
Right.
And every bottle, he was showing me the tickets. Each plate was $60. Every bottle that a booth bought, they had to buy 4 dishes.
Yeah.
So I'm sure, and it was just like, it was like something you'd get at Chipotle. But the people drinking didn't care.
Right.
They were just
happy to be there.
Our food's going to be better than that, but
but it was just nuts for me.
There will be some bundling going on, and it's to get the magic number of 49% or whatever. So.
Has the food truck been announced yet?
No, but look for that. I'm not going to announce it. He's supposed to come by and sign some paperwork, but until it's signed and it's a done deal, and I'm going to hold off on that.
Nice.
Well, we'd definitely love to know whenever that happens, which I'm sure we will.
Well, I mean, we appreciate you coming on. Is there what else would you like the public to know? Again, because this, we wanted to get you guys on, to tell your story, to tell, help people understand what it is that you guys are experiencing, so they do go out and they support, and they understand why they're supporting, and they understand why you guys are doing what you're doing, and we just want to help build that bridge of communication from you guys to the general public. So what is it that you want to?
A couple of things. I really want to thank the No Label supporters, and they have been many. They've kept the lights on here when stuff has been tough, particularly with the drive-through. I'd like folks to know that it is a daily struggle. I do brewing and packaging schedules. We do it on a Friday, and I tear it up Monday and start all over again, because it's just, you can't get cans, or you can't get this, or it's crazy. We will be reopening, so keep an eye on social media. And then the other thing is, breweries or a lot of small businesses have a ripple effect in the economy. So when we're open, doing the social distancing and all that, of course, we also hire bands. We also hire security. We also hire food trucks. We also hire, Pet Wants as an example. They come out and sell their wares here to the dog owners that come out to No Label. So for every brewery or microbrewery or brew pub that opens or is allowed to open, or small businesses, that money generated ripples through a whole lot of other companies and a whole lot of other businesses. And so you're thinking it's more than just No Label reopening, because we support a lot of other businesses through our business.
All right. Absolutely. And we thank you for it, man. You guys have been a staple within the community.
We hope to be here for a lot longer.
You have been a staple within the Katy community for sure. And I know a lot of people from all over the city come out and support you guys and enjoy your location and your beer. And, anytime I'm out, I always make sure I pick up, at a club or a bar or something before COVID. I always make sure I drink and support you guys because you support us. You support us as far as the food truck industry goes, and you guys, just support the community in general. So everyone, please keep a lookout on their social media pages. And what's that? That's No Label Brewery, everything, right? Twitter, Instagram.
At No Label Brewing.
At No Label Brewing.
At No Label Brewing.
Yeah.
Brewing. Go check them out. Go check them out for their new hours. They'll be having a food truck there. And let's support it, man. Let's help them. Let's help them sustain this crisis, like we all are. And we need to go out and get out and have a beer here and there, man. Because being locked up in the house all the daytime is going to drive us nuts. So No Label is just.
I want to be locked back in my house. I actually would not mind being locked back in my house for a little bit, but. I was enjoying craft time, but I enjoy making money just a little bit more. So.
There you go.
Have to. So Marco,
it supports the craft time.
Marco, what do y'all have going on? What do y'all have going on moving forward next week, or what's going on with you guys? Anything?
This week we're at Cloud Kitchens every day. Actually, we're getting out there Thursday. We're doing catering that Cal over to me, Cajun Asian on Wheels. So thank you, Ann. We're doing a lunch catering and then a dinner at a community socially distanced food truck night.
Is that really the thing? Or just make
I just call them all. I call them all social. So it sounds like we're
nice.
Which we are. We're doing pre-orders and keeping everyone spread out. But yeah, we'll be finally out there instead of just in that stationary.
But give us a crash course on some of the data and what you've learned here with the Cloud Kitchen and how that worked out for y'all.
Man, I've learned that these people that order on Uber do not care about the price. The comfort and laziness.
Yeah.
I've seen them tack on things where like it's one rice dish and it's $23 because of everything they just added. And I've learned that it's unfortunately it's not going to overtake all out eating, but I see the volume going through there. People are definitely they have adapted to that platform of someone what would you call it the delivery services, the third party apps, DoorDash, Grubhub, Postmates, whatever. We even here at home get our groceries delivered. The monster that we have to work with. We don't have to, but it will be a big part of society. These kids are using it. I call the customer sometimes, and its age ranges from old people to young kids using these apps. So I think it's just
How's the profitability?
You're going to pay a lot of commissions. A couple brands that we have, they are specifically very low food costs, high margins, because you pay these delivery services about 30% on average. And then Cloud Kitchens has actually been very professional and very, very fair to work with. They take 10%, but they cap it. So I look at it as rent because I'm going to hit that cap every month. I hit that cap in the first week. So I don't owe them anything after I hit that cap. That's them. Now you still got to deal with Uber and all that, and they're very quick. There are technical glitches, and there are I have 8 different brands running on 4 different platforms, and it's all on one single pad, right? So they handle all that. Like they put my photos up, they deal with pricing, loading me on the platforms. I have issues, they give me a printer, they deal with the logistics of my printer spitting out, telling me the brand, what item. So it was very, very rocky at first to get my staff, hey, this is how this is plated. This is the same protein and same base for a different brand, but we plate it like this. And it's just a lot of ingredient cross-utilization. But you go to Uber Eats and I look like 8 different restaurants, or you go to DoorDash and I look like 8. So you might get bored of one, but you're going to order from one of my other ones.
Right.
And that's kind of how it's been going.
Monopolizing it. Nice.
So it's been, we just added 2 more brands yesterday, and me and Mon have been working those shifts, and it was pretty brutal, but it's a learning curve when you add something new. Sometimes things don't spit out right from the printer and it gets confusing, and then drivers don't always speak English, or like sometimes we get elderly drivers and they're like, slowly making their way. I have to help them while I've got 20 tickets on the board. So it's a very interesting
learning process.
Exactly. But no, I'm definitely, if I have that established and I can just leave one truck there and I know how much money I'm making, then my other truck can just go all around town. And they're expanding to the Galleria. They're going to open another one in the Galleria, and I might consider actually being a physical kitchen inside there if this continues to be good. But it is a very complex beast that they have built, and it's all online. It's all cloud based, so it's very scary stuff. It's scary stuff, but it's also impressive.
We need to get a cloud base for No Label and get some beer deliveries going on.
Yeah, do you guys deliver with
Not currently, no.
Grizzly or any of those beer deliveries?
Not currently.
Oh, that's good, man. I'm glad that's working out for you. And next time we have an opportunity to talk, I want to sit down and pick your brain a little bit more. See,
Yeah,
see
definitely.
option. Lindsay, what do you guys got going on? Anything exciting? Any karaoke night, steak night?
Well, steak night, of course, that has not gone anywhere. Still going strong every Wednesday. We're not doing karaoke at the moment. I do have a system in place for whenever we're able to bring it back, but having someone like share a microphone is just not good right now. But no, we do have a system in place for when we do bring it back. I've got disposable microphone covers for every single time. Again, new microphone cover, the handle's covered. We've got all the sprays and all the things. It's just really right now, nobody's allowed to stand at the West End, not at their table without a mask on. So you can't go onto stage without your mask on. Even with our protective measures that we're going to take, you still can't not have your mask on, and that just makes everybody sound terrible when they're singing. So we're not going to do that. I started something a few weeks ago that's really been so fun, and that we've done Jackbox nights. And if you've never played Jackbox, it was kind of like mine and my boyfriend's savior through quarantine. Or you might remember You Don't Know Jack trivia, like you don't know Jack about sports, you don't know Jack about movies, whatever. So it's the same company, but they've created Jackbox, and I mean, there's tons of different games. It's trivia. There's one that's like Mad Libs, where it's called Quiplash, and it'll give you a phrase, and you have to like fill in the blanks, and then you vote on the funniest one. But it's stuff. These games are things that people can do while sitting at their table, eating and drinking. So I've been doing that on Thursdays, and it's been really fun so far. And but now that sports are starting to come back, our TVs are going back to sports. So, but karaoke will be back probably here in the next month, I would say, maybe.
Does anybody miss sports? Logan, Marco, y'all miss any sports?
Yeah.
I'm gonna be honest with you, I don't really watch too much.
Yeah, I was a big basketball. I mean, I'm a big sports fan, all of it: football, baseball, basketball. What else? Those are the three big ones. Big sports fan. But I gotta be honest, I really don't. Maybe it's just because of everything that's going on.
Everything else is going on.
It's just honestly
I'm sorry, Lindsay, but the other day I was watching the NBA in the bubble. I can't watch that. Like, there's no energy. The fan. I think the fan. If anything, we learned from this whole thing is how important we are to everything, right?
Right.
As businesses, as fans, everyone's making these decisions for us, but I don't think it's always in the best interest of us. It's just so. I think it's been terrible, and so watching basketball it's not the same. So I don't know, but
there was that. Okay, so you know how they've been putting people's faces?
Yeah.
In the and stuff? What team was it? Who was it that put Bernie from Looking at Bernie?
Yeah, I saw that.
That was so amazing. Like, that's not something you ever would have seen if COVID didn't happen.
Yeah.
Like, and that
Weekend at Bernie.
I actually talked to
I laughed
my
at that
printer.
pretty hard.
My printer's doing all the cutouts for U of H for the Cougar Stadium.
Oh, nice.
And I was like, hey, why don't you do me some like Houston celebrities? Just give me a quote, and we'll put them at all our like X'd off tables at Underground. The tables that you're not supposed to be at.
Right.
We'll have like Turner with his mask on in one, and we'll have like sports like Harden, some of the news anchors, and we'll just see if any tag them all. Hey, come hang out with your cutout, or just people going down there. It'd just be kind of spread out, and
That'd be cool.
Something fun for people to see when they're down there dining.
See, we're lucky enough. Our inside, we haven't reopened the inside yet, unless it's a private event, and then even then, a private event is no more than 10 people. So they have this giant space for like 10 people. But thankfully, we're big enough to where we just knocked out our cornhole, and we've actually added more seating. So,
out in front.
we actually have more seating than we did before. But even then, before COVID, not a ton of people would sit in our inside. We're such a patio bar or patio restaurant, excuse me. We are such a patio restaurant that we just didn't have that many people sitting inside. But, so it's been nice. It's been nice to have the option of, you know, having a giant patio restaurant right now.
Yeah.
Hey, I have a quick question, and we'll wrap it up with this question. I want to ask Logan, what have you guys learned operationally or in general from this whole COVID situation that you've implemented and said, you know what, when all this is over, we still want to keep this, if any?
Merchandise sales.
Yeah.
We're working to do an online kind of thing. We actually have cited a little container, a little merchandise container. It's like a little store here on site. It's air conditioned and everything, so folks can go in, spaced out, of course. But merchandise sales has really gotten us through a lot of this because it did drive the having something unique, pairing it with something like a growler fill with this kind of beer and that kind of stuff. And so that was really eye-opening how much we could move. We did the masks. I don't know if you remember that. If you bought a 6-pack, you got a free mask, and that was just completely crazy. The line cars were lined all the way to I-10 trying to get in to get to. Yeah.
So you know, camelbacks. Like about like a beer-filled camelback. It's like a beer-filled camelback.
You put a
It's got
gallon
like a
in.
mask with it.
Yeah.
It's got like a mask that you just put it on and you sip
There you
on
go.
it.
I have definitely done that.
Well,
I will
hey,
say,
floating down the river without glass, you know, just throw the camelback on, put a whole bunch of stuff, liquor in there.
T-shirts, banners, the neckerchief stuff, the gaiters, masks, all different types of stuff. And because the way it was paired and because it was with the launch of these unique beers we were doing at the time, and still are, that it really drove a lot of people out. And so I think what's going to happen is we'll continue to do that. And we are working to do an online store. So that'll definitely be here after whenever we get out of all of this.
That's good. Well, Facebook, YouTube, man, we appreciate you guys tuning in. Listen, hope you guys stay safe. I hope you guys ain't going nuts. And if you need to go out and get out, go check out Logan over at Katy, No Label Brewing. They got great beer, great atmosphere. They have they're going to be doing new exciting things. Make sure you're following them on Facebook and Instagram. If you're in the Heights or you're, where's the what coverage does the Cloud Kitchen cover, Marco?
Museum District, Midtown, Medical Center, downtown, East Downtown.
So anywhere in Houston, order your food. They're on Uber Eats, DoorDash, correct?
Yeah, Uber Eats, DoorDash, Grubhub, or you can go to my website walkerhtx.com and you can order directly from my Square website, and that we can still. They're perfectly cool with us selling our own stuff for our own walk-ups. I think that's what sold Oscar, is that they really don't care. I think they're making so much money that they're like, look, we care about you guys making your own revenue too, so you can take as many walk-ups or do online sales if you want.
Nice.
So yeah, walkerhtx.com, and you can order directly from us. It helps us a lot more.
Nice. And if you're in the Galleria, go check out Lindsay over there at the West End. It's the wife's and I anniversary at the end of the month. We're probably going to go out to what is it across the street? Ruth Chris again?
Ruth Chris.
Yeah, Ruth Chris. So I'll try to sneak in and get a drink.
I saw the karaoke video from a year ago. That showed up in my memories. I was like, I forgot about that.
And if you need a food truck to come out and cater any of your events, man, we've been busy with caterings, whether it's an employee appreciation, whether it's a birthday or
weddings,
celebration, anything, hit us up. We'll definitely be available for y'all. Other than that, man, that's a wrap. Logan, once again, thank you so much for coming out to the show.
Thank
y'all
you.
I appreciate the opportunity.
Yeah, absolutely. Anytime. That's what we're here for. That's a wrap. This is your boy Manny and
Lindsay from the West End.
Marco with Walker.
Logan with No Label.
There you go. Y'all have a good day. Peace out. We'll catch up with y'all soon. Peace.
Appreciate it. Thank you.